Hello, and welcome. I want to welcome you guys to another episode of Up Close and Personal with the Queen. Of course, I am the Queen of Collaborations. I am the founder of AAALAC, the African American Author Literacy Awareness Campaign. I'm also the CEO of Aspiring Authors Magazine. Y'all know my whole desire is to bring together brown authors from all over this world and to touch on topics that's affecting our brown people that other people don't want to talk about. Those things that they brush under the rug, like domestic violence, woefully and overly incarcerated, social injustice, all those things that they don't want to talk about, we talk about. But I'm telling you, this week, next week, to December the 28th, y'all, I have some amazing authors that are going to be stopping by, sharing their brand, sharing what they're doing, sharing what they have coming up for 2023. Some of them you may know, some of them you may not know, but this is going to give you the opportunity to meet each and every one of them, to get up close and personal with them, to be able to leave here knowing who they are and to be able to follow them on their platforms. So today, I'm excited about this guest. I guess you could say we have ties because we grew up in the same area. We attended the same schools, and believe it or not, I was reading his bio and he was talking about how he started playing the drums. But y'all, I was in the band with him. I was on the drum line with him. But yeah, I'm excited, y'all. I'm excited. So guess what? I want you guys to share this in your circle of influence. It only takes a second for you to click and share this in your circle of influence. You never know what the next person may be standing in need of. So please take a second and share this with somebody while I bring up my special guest. Welcome. How are you?
Hola. What's up, man?
I'm doing great. I can't complain. I won't complain because guess what? I'm gonna tell you what my mama told me a long time ago. She said it's like using the restroom on yourself. She said don't nobody feel that but you, girl. So guess what? That's been carrying on with me for a long time because you know I lost my mom 12 days after my 16th birthday in 1991. So that has definitely been carrying on with me. I'm excited. I'm excited to have you here tonight. For those that do not know, this young man, and he may be older than me, but I call them all young men. But this young man, he is special because he's from my hometown. We grew up in the same neck of the woods. We know the same people. We participated in some of the same events. And when I saw that he was an author, I said I had to get him on this platform and allow the world to know who he was. Because I tell you, there's some amazing people in my hometown that are doing some amazing things, and people slip on us because we're from a small place. But I tell you, I thank God for this platform. I thank God for my brother O that opened the door for me to be able to do the things that I do as far as broadcasting is concerned. So shout out to brother O on tonight. Apostle, author, friend, welcome. I tell you, I see you have been busy. Man, I see you have been busy. And I'm excited to have you here tonight. First, I want you to introduce yourself. Allow these individuals that's tuning in tonight to really find out who Apostle Author Mandrell Aiken Sr. is.
Yes. Well, Angela, first of all, Angela, thank you for having me. And, before I say me, you just took me back. I forgot we was on the drum line together. I forgot you was rocking them drums with me. That you took me back right there. Wow, small world. But anyway, I am Apostle Mandrell Aiken, aka Drell as I am. Drell is what my mom and them call me. I am an author. First of all, I am the pastor and founder of High Calling Ministries International, the High Calling Ministries International in Anderson, South Carolina, the greatest church in the world. I am also the CEO and founder of Higher Calling Productions, which is my record label. And now, I also have a digital company where we do design and graphics. It's called K-Lil Digitalizations. And now I'm an author. I wrote my first book this year, and I am excited about what God has done so far. Have not even really promoted it yet, Angela, and it's taken off, and I'm already getting some great feedback for it. So we are grateful, just to be able to be a part of this. And I have a lot of irons in the fire. But guess what? When you dream big, big things happen. So God gave me a vision, and every vision He gave me, and I just recently even started a jewelry business that I got into as well. So, hey, whatever He gives to me to do, I'm gonna do it. I'm gonna roll with it. So, but we are grateful. But I'm just Drell from Mandrell, South Carolina.
When you say Angela, people are probably like, what is that? And I'm just Angela from Levelland, South Carolina. And people be like, what is that? I say, I'm in between Due-West and Entryville. And they be like, Due-West and Entryville. I said, well, Anderson and Abbeville. And they be like, I said, well, have you ever heard of Clemson or Greenville? But hey, that's okay. But guess what? I tell you, God is good. And you will make room for your gift. So people will know you all over this world. And I tell you, it is not, I'm telling you, when I tell you, when you take Him for His word, when you take Him for His word, He will do what He do. I'm telling you, He will do just what He said He would do. Because I'm telling you, I think a little country girl from Levelland, South Carolina, will be speaking in Dubai, in Paris, in Pakistan, and in various places. No, I never thought. But I'm just grateful. I know that this journey has not been easy because we come from an area that is not easy to live in. So I know it has not been easy. So I want you to please share what this journey has been like for you.
Wow. It's been interesting, Angie. Angela, you have said some key words. It is not easy, especially when you're coming up from the towns we come from, or, I was shocked. It's funny that you said that so many people that I ran into, when I tell them I'm from Antroville, of course, they look crazy. When I say I'm from Anderson, they still look crazy. When I say Greenville, they still look crazy. And finally, like you said, I literally have to use the Clemson Tigers for people who are way away from here to know what area I'm from. Oh yeah, the championships. Yeah, okay. I'm like, really? But it ain't been easy. I will say that. I'm a black sheep, what I consider myself. My life has always been a little bit different. We came in, I was literally, if you read my book, in my book, it tells of how I started in ministry at the age of 3 years old. And I won't go into a long spell about it, but when I was 3 years old, I actually preached this to the church Sunday. My dad asked me, because my brother was singing, Rico was singing, Bishop Rico Aiken, my older brother, he started singing at 3 years old as well. And by the time he was 5, he was supposed to perform for Easter. And he caught the chicken pox. He couldn't do it. So my dad came to me, and this is where all this started, with one question. And the question was, can you sing? And I said, yes, sir. At age 3, I said, yes, sir. He said, well, we need you to sing for your brother. He can't do it. So long story short, I went, done the Easter program, sung. My dad came home. Oh my God, y'all, Drell can sing. Drell can sing. And from that one moment, my life never, ever was the same. He took me and of course, as a great father would, he took whatever, a gift I had and tried to make the best of it. So from there on, I went to starting to play the drums at the age of 6 years old on my own. No one ever taught me anything. And I just got on drums and knew how to play. And my dad invested, my mom and my dad invested to give me some drums. And then from there, I was singing and playing. And then I wrote my first song at the age of 11. Started playing the bass guitar because I wanted to expand. Then I wrote my first song at the age of 11. And then I went from there to writing and singing. Of course, the Aiken family. We sung everywhere around the world. My mama probably the most singing woman I ever heard in my life. she should have by right had an opportunity to be known around the world. But back then, it was different. They worked in mills. They worked in, residual was important, especially in Andreville. They were like, no, we got to pay these bills. We ain't going to take no chance to go out here on a chance, but I always had a deeper hunger for music and stuff of that nature. So we just did not have the right people to guide us right. So they wasn't wholehearted, but we traveled everywhere, New York, everywhere singing. But long story short was, after I got older and God called me in the ministry in 1992, I ran for years and did not preach my message until 2000. The year 2000, I preached my initial sermon, after which I was ordained as an elder in 2002. Just doing God's will, called to pastor, and of course did that, and was duly consecrated as an apostle. But here's the thing, it wasn't until I became an apostle that none of this made sense to me. I know that seems shocking, but it didn't make sense because all I ever knew was God through someone or through something, singing, church, but I did not know this God I was serving personally. I know that's a little deep, right? So, and so I realized that the relationship I had with God was based on everything but Mandrell. My family, we took a hit. My wife and I, we ended up separating, and it put me on my face. It put me in a place that I can appreciate now. She's a beautiful soul. We get along great now. We had some beautiful children together, 3 beautiful children together. Then God gave me another son that I raised as well. That God is so awesome. But when we separated, it really put me in a place that I finally figured out for myself, and I call that place pure God. I came to know God as a human being only, not as a minister, not as a deacon, not as a musician, not as a singer, not as a producer. Lord and Savior, creation, Son. And in that moment, I come to know Him in a totally different way. I had went through some strange and rough and hard things in life. You said it ain't easy. People don't understand that there is a price for the oil. And to get the oil, you got to be crushed. And I had to be crushed, and I had to keep secrets and hide this thing all these years in ministry. But it wasn't until I became an apostle that real life hit. And I found myself being a little bit offended, even with God. Yeah, I said it. I can't lie in the line. Because I felt like my life had been taken from me in unfairness. Even when I preached my initial sermon, my grandma, none of my family was there, only my brother and one first cousin, because my grandmama was dying while I was doing the call. So it seemed like everything I went to do when it comes to the call, it was so traumatizing. So I was like, okay, God, I'm doing all this stuff, but why is it so hard for me? Watch everybody else. Rico had an initial sermon church pack, and everybody else church packed. And I'm literally preaching the gospel when my grandmama was dying, but I'm fast forwarding because I don't want to take up all the time on this one thing. But it's not easy. It's a price you have to pay for the anointing. And you don't understand it while you're in it. But God allowed me to fail, and I'm not ashamed of my story, in ministry, because I got offended with God. I felt like I'm helping everybody. Souls getting saved left and right. I've seen miracles on top of miracles, and I was like, God, why everybody is happy with my ministry but me? So I felt like I was just going to do whatever I wanted to do for a moment, and I got caught up in some things, and God exposed me. But it was the best thing He ever done for me in my life. You'll find yourself really haywire, still crazy, and a lot of things that I was doing, I was just trying to really get His attention. Like, how come I got to do all this while everybody else do what they want to do, basically? Why my whole life hard? And I went to Him and said, I never asked for this. I said, I'm doing this. Watch this. Because my dad had asked me one question. And the question was, can you sing? But watch this. It wasn't, do you want to sing? He said, can you sing? So all I ever wanted to be was a policeman and a fireman. But that one question changed my whole life. So, I'm not complaining now. I am grateful to God for everything the way he did it in my life, because now I understand it, and you can take me from it for nothing. Only death can take me from it. But it's what people have to understand, that in the understanding, we are so misunderstood. So I started teaching a class one night in Bible study, Kingdom Studies, on becoming a better you. And God had talked to me about 99.9% of people's problems is themselves. So I went into a teaching that taught us how to deal with ourselves and quit blaming everyone else. And so after the teaching, everybody kept coming at me like, Pastor, we want more, we want more, we want more. And so the Lord had already prophesied and spoke to me that I was going to write a book from my spiritual father, Chief Apostle Harris Clark. And I didn't want to hear that. I'm like, man, I don't even like to read. I don't think I like to read the Bible. But so when it came up for the book, the opportunity for the book to be done, I was like, okay, well, God, whatever you say, I'll obey you. So I wrote this book called, it's entitled Becoming a Better You, Me versus Me. Because so many times we think the opponent is someone else, but the true opponent is ourselves. So God allowed me to go through, by the way of the Holy Spirit, and write this book, helping me and others deal with themselves. And I can't say, even without truly putting it out until now, even tonight, haven't even had the book signing yet. Many people have wrote me thanking me for the information in the book. Because if you have any mental battles, you have any self issues, this book is what you want to read. So as a musician, I wrote it out. And one thing that's amazing, I'm literally about to release my album as well. I was shooting for my birthday, which is Saturday, November 26th. But we'll not meet that date because of some things that went on in the church and some real life situations. But hey, it's a date. We can push it back. God knows his timing. But the name of my album is Therapy Saved Me, episode 1. And I went to look at how many songs I had. I've written so many songs for this project that I literally got to break the project up into episodes. So episode 1 will be coming out here near the end of the year, beginning of the year. And the whole album are songs I wrote years ago before my crisis that saved my life. So wow. It's amazing.
Wow. You just ran down a lot. You just ran down a lot, but you touched on some good stuff, because I'm telling you, one of my things and what I tell people all the time is you got to allow yourself to move out of the way so that he can do what he needs to do in you. And we, like you say, we are our biggest problem most of the time.
That's right.
And learning how to get out of the way. A lot of us, we be searching and trying to say, we trying to find ourselves, and we trying to do all of that when he ain't lost. He in you. You got to allow him. Invite him in. That's all I say. Invite him in. He already there. Just allow him to take over and move out your own way.
Right.
That's been my thing. And like you said earlier, when you began, you was talking about you had to experience that because you heard everybody else. And I tell you, I was sitting here just like, man, he telling my story. Because that's how I was. I've heard everybody talk about the goodness of God and how good, and I believe them. You know what I'm saying? But I'm like, okay, like, God, Lord, I want to feel for myself. Like, I want to know. And I tell you, sometimes you just have to wait and just go through the process.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Because when you ask for it come quick. And when he's truly showed up, right. I'm telling you, I was like, okay, Lord. Hello, okay, Lord. I didn't know that it was gonna come in the form of
right.
domestic violence, me going through having to deal with suicide attempts, me dealing with mental illness that I didn't even know that I had to deal with. You know what I'm saying? A lot of stuff that us brown people, and I'm so thankful for you all today.
Oh, bless.
Because you are a brown king. And a lot of our brown males, they have stigmatized y'all. Mm-hmm. They have broken y'all. Man, I'm telling you, this today is so amazing. I'm so glad that you are coming forth with this book in your music, because music, I was just listening to somebody talk about music, and they were talking about how all of our music, a lot of our music is the music that the people listen to. Because I like to listen to gospel music. But a lot of this music that's floating around here now is ain't nothing but killing and calling us out of our names and degrading us.
That's right.
But then the guy made a perfect point. He said you don't hear the Chinese is on there talking. They don't be on there doing that. You don't hear the Jewish people on there doing that. You don't hear the other people, all the other people on there, but they don't took everything. They don't took our music now and our music to downgrade us, and it's doing nothing but putting more seed into us, because if people don't understand by now, and those vibrations from music, that thing do something to you.
It does. One thing I've learned as a writer and a producer or whatever music, what we have to do is get the understanding of the writer. I'm gonna be honest, it's some gospel music that offend me more than secular music. Because, and yeah, I said that as an apostle. I said that because some of the songs that we sing are insulting to God and contrary to His word, but it works in worship atmospheres.
Come on now.
We get people who can relate to things musically because it's an emotional song, but it is not a song of deliverance or a song of prosperity. It just makes sense to our situation. But we need music that makes sense to God. And that's why I never will forget when I was going through, and no shame, like I said, my wife and I had separated and I had the kids at the house, and I didn't know what to do. I was detrimental. We don't, I don't dwell on how you get there. I deal with the fact that I am there. So I didn't know what to do. When the Lord spoke to me one night and He said, son, write it out. I said, write it out? What that mean, God? I did a Christmas album with my kids just trying to ease the pain and break the ice from them going through this separation and stuff. And we did it. It was fun, but it still was just draggy. And one night I went into the studio about 4 a.m. and I just sit behind the keyboard. Didn't even know what to say or what to do. And God said, write it out. He said, I know you love me. This is exactly what God said. I know you love me. He said, write your experiences. Write your life. Tell these people the truth about your life. And from that point, I started writing songs that meant so much to me and it delivered me in the process, as you said, the process. And I began to write songs. Like I got, literally I'm going to do a segment where I could break down why I wrote songs the way I did, because I said, God, this really ain't just like gospel. It ain't R&B, but it ain't gospel. It's life. He said, that's your genre, life. And I write the genre life, L-Y-F-E, because we must understand that even as men and women of God, men and women of color, we have a lot of questions that people are afraid to answer for us, especially in the pulpit. One thing I love about my ministry and my church, they are accepted to the truth. We teach on the truths. We love everybody, but we teach on the truth according to the word of the Lord. But we love everybody. There are differences. The Lord spoke to me the other day and said, Drell, you're dealing with a generation, you got to be smart. You got to be wise. You cannot just throw this anything out there now, because it's so much to compete with, for one. But the world itself, this country itself, put a big dent in the church, from what we just recently went through. And we exalted the disease more than God. Oh, God. We gave glory to the disease more than God. We got wrapped up in the strategies more than the healing process that Jesus died for. So a lot of churches suffered from that hit and still are suffering. But God said, you're gonna help me get them back. And these avenues, these platforms, one thing I love about the platform, and I feel this, I sense this even in spirit with you, I love the openness to it. I love the realness. I feel a realness. I feel comfortable here because I've worked hard the past couple of years to the point I even got a therapist. Yes, Apostle, I used to be the enemy. of the therapist. Y'all don't need no therapist. I told my own members, what you got therapist for? We got all this Holy Ghost up here in the church. Just come to church and live right, get your life right with God. But then guess what? When I hit that wall, God said, get a therapist. And he said, don't go to the pastor, get a therapist, deal with your life, deal with who you are, discover you. And I got a therapist, man, and it changed my life. And it helped me deal with the darkness inside of me. And, because the Bible said, what fellowship does the darkness have with the light? But baby, I'm here to tell you, Jesus, see, the anointing belongs to God. The anointing belongs to God. The gifts belongs to God. When we operate in the power of Christ Jesus, it's his power. We don't do that. We are still broken. We're still ugly. We're still messed up. We're still jacked up. So when I came out of that pulpit, I was a terrible person when it came to life. And I hid life behind ministry so long that I did not have a life. I did a lot of things in life, but I didn't have a life. And so I didn't even realize I was more involved with darkness than light, because I was giving light to everybody but me. And the scripture said, what good is a candlestick lit but under a bowl? So I would go to church on fire and lit up, but come home and put my bowl on when it came to my life. So I had to really understand how to change this thing. And God said, just deal with it. And so when I got a therapist and told them my truth and told them, it was worth paying, because I needed confidentiality. I needed somebody I could be real with. And I was able to lay my burdens down, and that therapist, changed my life. I didn't even realize how ugly life was. And God told me how to deal with myself, and it helped me to heal so many areas of my life, because we have inner healing, Angela, that is necessary. Titles does not prevent this from happening. Bishop, apostle, whatever, elder, preacher, it does not cure the true story inside of you. The true story inside of you got to be dealt with by you first. And you have to search your own heart, and you have to have a real relationship with God. And I started I don't call it a conference, but God gave me an idea of helping leaders who are broken, even from the book. And I do a workshop called Restorations for Pastors of Disaster, because going through my go-through, I was so broken, and God said there are other pastors that are hurting. Pastors who have buried mothers and fathers, buried their children, buried spouses, went through things, hide things, drug problems that the pulpit can't fix for them. He said, open the door and let them know that I love them too. They don't have to be a hero. They can be helped too. So I literally wrote the first chapter to my next book coming up called When the Help Needs Help. So I'm just started that process, because when help hurts, it's not help. And I'm not going to say a lot to get into that, because I just started it. But I had to go get help, as the apostle, as an alpha male, as a king. The king needs help. So it was like when Elijah ran into the cave from Jezebel. He ran out of fear, but the cave was his place of restoration. The cave, the dark place, was where he was safe. So God said, you can be safe in your dark place, because I'm your God and I'm going to get the glory. And if whatever you're doing don't get me glory, then your existence does not matter to me. So whether it's a book, song, this podcast, what you're doing, as long as God getting the glory, that's what matters. So many people want the glory, and they want people to understand the story. But baby, the story should direct everybody to God's glory. And I love the fact to look at people now who could try to judge me and put my dirt out there and say what I done wrong. And I can look at them and say, you're right, but I'm okay. God fixed it. So they can't handle that. So this book, Becoming a Better You, and even this album, the songs on it, like I got one song, just an example, called Why. And the song basically says, why do I keep messing around? I'm asking God that, because I know I love you and I know I'm trying to do right by you. Why do I keep messing around? In other words, why I keep repeating myself in the recycle of doing the same stuff I know I don't want to do? And guess what? I didn't get my answer until I got in therapy. And I got the answer. So now I'm in a position where I'm comfortable enough to release such a song, because I got victory in it now. And see, we don't want to find victory in our lives, because we're too busy trying to, we want to get the victory from other people. But guess what? Until one thing I say, and I say this all the time to people, make sure the first soul you save is yours. Because we love to go make everybody else soul. But the Bible said, what does it profit a man to gain the whole world, lose his soul? So what good is it to do all this preaching, all this singing, songwriting, teaching, and not honest with my own soul? So I had to go and take the gloves off. And don't you know, some of the very people who try to destroy me now are coming back, are trying to do them the bag and trying to reconnect and stuff. But you know, the thing about it is my grip doesn't slip. You know what I'm saying? So you see me, but that don't mean I can hold your hand again, because you know, first time you grab it, you squeeze it, and you let go. So you know, I don't want a rose. I don't want a rose that's gonna hold my hand while I die and then let me drown. I want a rose that's gonna slide over on that wood, let me lay beside her, so we both can survive.
That's it.
So.
That's it. I mean, you've been touching on some powerful stuff tonight, and I thank you for that, because we as brown people, and especially male, we don't like to talk about stuff. We don't like for people to know our problems. We want to keep everything inside. We want to keep everything bottled up. But I'm here before you right now as a living witness that I know therapy is good for you. I had a psychiatrist and two therapists, so I already know what it's like. But I had to deal. I wanted to come out of what I was going through, because I was tired of going through and not knowing why I was going through like this. You know, and I wanted to come out of that, and then come and going through therapy. I'm telling you, it make you dig deep, and it make you dig deep into some things. I'm talking about, took me back to my childhood.
That's where I went. Come on.
I didn't know that I was going through, didn't even know that I was dealing with. But it opens you up and allow you to truly heal. Because we carrying around stuff that we shouldn't even be carrying around, that some of us don't even know we carrying. And some people don't even know we carrying it, because it's laying dormant in our unconscious mind.
That's it.
Bring up all kind of stuff. And I tell you, I had to deal with some stuff. Had to go through some stuff, had to deal with some stuff. But I tell you, like you, I'm not afraid. Yeah, I did. I went through divorce, and I went back to my husband after my husband shot me. I did that. But I'm here today to tell you, by faith, I stepped out and I went on. And I got the help that I needed to deal with the things that I needed to deal with. Wow. And I tell you, God has opened so many doors for me and allowed me to be in so many different places, so that I can be an outlet for people and let people know that it's okay. It is okay to not be okay.
Come on here.
Know that you're not okay.
That's it.
Know that there's help out there, and that you can get help, that you don't have to stay in that state. So I thank you. I thank you for your book. I thank you for just believing in the Creator.
Yes, absolutely.
So I'm today. I want people to be able to connect with you. I want them to be able to follow and support the things that you're doing. Definitely, I want them to be able to get your book. So first, if you would please tell them, how can they purchase your book?
Okay. Well, it is on Amazon. If you go to Amazon and type in "Becoming a Better You," me versus me, it'll pop up. It'll look like this. It's a red cover. Excuse me. It came in, so my picture dead on it. But you can get through Amazon. There are other outlets that we have. One is number one. You can find me on Facebook under Mandrell Aiken. My website, you can check it. It's all set up on our website through the church, which is www.hcmiprosper.com. Again, that's www.hcmiprosper.com. We got it on there. All my contact info's on there. My staff, my business team is there. Any person you go on there, they can get you connected to it. My Instagram is it's Drell HCP Style, DRELL HCP Style, STYLE. You can see me on Instagram. I'm on Twitter, same name. On all the social media, TikTok. TikTok is Big Boss Man, BIGG BO $ MANN, Big Boss Man. You can reach me on there as well. And we just we just all over the place. We all over the place. And I'm probably some.
Gotta stay visible. That's why I tell people you gotta stay visible. It's good to be all over the place sometimes.
That's right. So, that's how you can get us. And if you do desire a book, because you know what? Some people old school, they're like, well, I don't know that about. If you contact us or me, or you can go to my church web page, which is High Calling Ministries International, according to Philippians 3:14, High Calling Ministries International. You can go on there, send us a message. We'll get it to you. We literally mail books out to people. So we'll get the book to you. I myself, you can look up under the name of Mandrell Aiken. You can look under the name of Elaine Wilson on Facebook, Angela Clink Scales on Facebook, Roberta Monroe on Facebook. All those people are connected to me. And if you write them, they will be glad to get you what you need. But HCMI, High Calling Ministries International, you definitely see that everywhere. Anybody that you see connected to that will make sure that we take care of you and accommodate you. So I'm excited about what the Lord is doing. And we just started this really with the book getting serious because so much was going on. But Angela, I so appreciate you for your gift. I thank you for your platform. I thank you for what the Lord is doing in your life. And you haven't seen nothing yet. Everything you've gone through is only setting you up for the greatest thing in the world, and to have such a giving heart like you have to give back to your people and give back to us, to give us opportunities to be heard around the world in other countries and to be seen. It is so amazing. And I just speak the blessings of God over your life, your challenges. And it is a form of ministry to me, what you're doing, because when we help others, that's ministry. So I just thank you so much for it, and just to let the people know how awesome this woman of God was. Even when I reached out to her, she had already began helping me before I knew I was even being helped by her. And that's words cannot explain that. That's God. The only word that can explain that is God. So I thank you for caring enough for us as culture and as people of God, and as people who are trying to have something, giving all you have towards the cause, and to anyone else that is helping you make it happen. We just speak the blessings of God over your lives, and I pray that you live forever, because you are definitely a queen. Definitely a queen, and your story is amazing. And I am so glad I'm nowhere else but in the spot with you right now, and I appreciate you so much.
I appreciate you. I'm thankful. I'm grateful, and I wouldn't have it no other way. God has been good to me, and when He rose me up off my bed of affliction, I said I would share His goodness, and this is what I do. I just want people to know that Jeremiah 29:11 is real. He said He had a plan for you, to prosper you, for you, health for you, to have hope in the future. But you got to understand Genesis 2:7 too. He said He breathed the breath of life into you. So to me, and when He breathed that breath of life into me, that means a part of Him is all down on the inside of me, and everything that I need, everything that I need is already in me. So all I have to do is yield to Him and allow Him to be who He said He will be in my life. So that's what I want people to know. They don't have to be, people look at they look at the next person and think, oh, I got to be like this person. People keep saying, you're gonna be like Oprah. No, I'm gonna be Angela. People do what to do for Angela. I can't be Oprah because Oprah is Oprah. I can't be Tyler Perry because Tyler Perry is Tyler Perry. I can't be nobody else.
But you can be.
He's gonna do what He needs to do in us, within us. And that's why I tell people, stop looking to other people and look to the Creator. Look to the hills from which my help comes. I have truly been blessed by you on tonight.
Thank you.
And I want to encourage everyone to get that book. Reach out to him and get that book. I don't like for people to go to Amazon, but if you got to go to Amazon to check it out, go on over there and check it out. But reach and get it from the author, because guess what? You have the author when you do that.
That's right.
You got them firsthand when you do that, because Amazon got theirs. We use their platform, So it can be out there, but for those overseas and those around, but if you in the United States and we can get it to you, please reach out to the author.
Thank you
and
so
if you
much.
can't get the author and they're going to come across this platform and you can't get in contact with that author, you know who you can reach out to, because guess what? I'll get you in contact with whoever you need to get in contact with. But I truly believe in supporting my authors and giving back to my authors. I'm grateful. I'm thankful. You are attached to the 122 author movement. So I'm looking forward to all that God has in store for 2023. When he gave me these 122 authors, and 122 of y'all, I'm going to be pushing. Everybody that don't get connected and that's not a part of the 122 authors movement, guess what? They're not going to be privy to all of the things that we're going to be doing in 2023.
Glory.
I have to bring up because you know what? I've been all over the place. But he said intentional in 2023. And intentional with these 122 authors. Because when I do go to Dubai, because I got invited to go to a conference in Dubai that's supposed to be taking place, that was supposed to take place this past weekend, but I was unable to attend. But when it's offered to me again next year, I'm gonna be able to attend and I'm gonna be able to take some people with me.
All right, let's go.
That's what I do. But I'm grateful. I'm thankful for you stopping by. I definitely want you to leave some words of encouragement with the people, and then again leave your contact information, because we definitely want them to be able to follow you, to be able to support you in what you're doing. And happy early birthday.
Thank you so much. Again, in closing, I just want to say again to all of you out there, I've been trying to do a lot of things all my life, and it took all my life to get to this spot for things to start happening, just like this with this great woman of God. Do not give up on your dreams and your visions. You trust God all the way. The process is making you what's necessary to be successful for what the Lord is wanting to do in your life. So please be encouraged. Face yourself. Do not let the world bully you and tell you what to do. You tell the world what you're going to do, and you show them who God is. And if we keep doing that, we're going to be able to take things such as this to another level that's unbelievable. So thank you so much. Please support this woman of God. Oh my God, this is so amazing. We need more positive people like her. But do not give up on your dreams. Answer the call. That is what that's the motto for my record. Answer the call. And according to the word of the Lord, Philippians 3:14, for our ministry, High Calling Ministries International, Anderson, South Carolina. If you're looking for a church where it's a God in it that's showing out, doing some miraculous signs and wonders, you need to come to High Calling Ministries International. Check us out again at our site at www.hcmiprosper.com. We are so elated to have God. This ministry has gone through so many transitions, and it seems like the more it transitions, the more God does. So if you're looking for a place on Sunday mornings for worship, you come and see us. Sunday school starts at 9:45 with the greatest teacher in the world, Teacher Maureen, and her assistant, Tiffany Clink-Scales. And worship service started at 11. And man, we are just amazing, man. We operate in the fivefold ministry, but God is definitely the head. So again, the website is www.hcmiprosper.com, where you can get all the information for us. Again, I'm on Facebook at Mandrell Aiken, Instagram at Drell HCP Style, and that same name will get me also on Instagram. Instagram and Twitter as well. So again, in closing, we thank you again. We appreciate you for tuning in, and please tell somebody about the book. And Angela, thank you for definitely clarifying the Amazon, because Amazon want to get rich off of us, but no, we want to get rich off of God, what He did through us. So let's support each other. We will gladly get it to you. So again, thank you, Angela. I love you and I appreciate you.
Thank you for stopping by and sharing with us. I tell you, I have truly been blessed on tonight, and I look forward to helping promote your book. Looking forward to you being a part of the platform in 2023. I'm just excited. Definitely have some people that I have to put you in contact with. God is it's bigger than me. I keep telling people it's not about me. It's bigger than me. It's way bigger than me. So I'm excited. Definitely have to put you in contact with the young lady. She was supposed to be on yesterday, but thing got all screwed up. Couldn't get her on yesterday. She's on that flyer with you. She's a lady on the flyer with you. That's who I want to put you in contact with. But she's out of Tennessee. And when I tell you, first conversation, she gonna bless you. Watch, she gonna bless you. She gonna bless you. I love you, and I pray that your evening is blessed. And thank you so much for stopping by and sharing with us on today. I tell you, I have truly been blessed. So have a great evening. Thank you.
Good night.
Bye. I want to thank you guys for tuning in for another episode of Up Close and Personal with Angela. I have truly been blessed. I hope you have been blessed. I hope that you will support this man of God. Go by, purchase his book. If you need to get in contact with him and was not able to catch all of the contact information, just please reach out to me. I will put you in contact with him. If you would like to work with him, please reach out to me. He does music. He does a lot for the building of the kingdom. I am grateful that he's a part of the platform. When I tell y'all this is bigger than me, it is bigger than me. And it's not about Angela, y'all. When I kept saying it from the beginning, it's not about me. And if you're not attached and you are an author, I want to encourage you to get attached to this movement today. Only $13.33.